All right, so let's go ahead and put it into drive, straightforward and down, and let's head out and take this model out for a drive. So like I mentioned, this model features the new 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder that produces 268 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. So all that is linked to a new 7-speed S Tronic DCT transmission to all 4 wheels for this generation. So no longer can you get an A5 that comes with front-wheel drive at all. You get quattro all-wheel drive, which it's the best all-wheel drive system in the class right now. Nothing compares, nothing can compete with what Audi has. You know, it's one of the best. Now, of course, you can go ahead and get an S5 that will have a more sport-derived quattro version with a sport limited slip differential at the rear, so it's going to help out and it'll distribute more power to the rear section. But let's go ahead and take it down this road over here in South Dixie, giving it a little bit of gas. I really like how planted this vehicle feels, and the suspension has actually changed quite a lot for this generation compared to what we've seen in the prior generation. It's a lot more sport-tuned, sport-derived suspension to make it feel a lot more inclined to driving spiritedly. You know, you want to drive this car spiritedly compared to what you'd find in other vehicles in its class. But setting off right here, really good NVH noise. There is barely anything coming in, even with those 19-inch wheels that we get in this model. You barely hear any of the intrusion from the exterior coming into the cabin, and I'm really happy to report that for this model. But let's go ahead and continue setting out over here. Now I want to talk about these gauges really quick. They are fantastic. I mean, look how great quality they are, bright. Even my camera has the same exact frame rate as what you find in this. So more than likely this is hitting 60 frames per second when it comes to these 2 infotainments here, and they're high quality. You can see the vehicle right in front of me as well as the vehicle that's off to the left, and you actually see the dotted lines as well. But fantastic drive. This transmission feels really good too. You could tell that it calibrated it fantastically. It's a lot sharper, even in balance mode, meaning like this is kind of like your comfort mode. It's precise. It knows exactly when to shift. It gives you the optimal amount of overall economy. So, you know, even though this is like a sporty vehicle, it still has a little bit of economic factor into it. And then continuing on over here, as you see, it's a very pleasant vehicle. I mean, I have to say, I have to give it off to Audi when it comes to driving it on even like 45 miles per hour. It feels really good. Now let's go ahead and put it into sport mode, and we're going to take it down these back roads over here, and let's see how this vehicle handles. Let's actually put it into S mode, and let's see how it is when it comes to the transmission. So taking around this bend right here, giving it a little bit of gas, tons of overall acceleration from that rear system for the quattro system. It hugs these corners very well. Look at that. Oh my god, it's fantastic. Planted. There's not any body roll whatsoever. This is what you would expect from an Audi product, and let me tell you, they have delivered once again. You know, the A5 is one of their sportback vehicles, and many people love the overall design and characteristics of it. And guess what? For this generation, they carried forward that exact same sentiment. It is one of my favorite looking cars right now when it comes to the swoopy sportback design in its category. It just looks great. It feels a lot better than a 4 Series 430i Grand Coupe. That vehicle, you could feel its weight. This vehicle, let me tell you, you press on the gas and it instantly goes. That turbocharge, you can even hear the blow-off valve come in through the engine section. So that's a really nice added feature. Even though this vehicle does have some sound deadening that's going on, it actually has a little bit of that characteristic from that turbocharged engine. All right, so we're gonna go over here and stop really quick And I want to see how this vehicle handles going around a curve and giving it a little bit of gas. Oh my god, that is amazing. And these brakes feel really good and sharp and precise. Holy cow, the way it just hugs that corner is like no other car in its class. This is just leaps and bounds above what the competition offers right now. It is the absolute best vehicle in its class, and it just feels great. I mean, even in balance mode, it just feels phenomenal. I really like the fact that we have a car that feels sporty even on its base trim level. You know, a lot of cars don't feel like that. When you have a base trim level, they'll just, you know, be like, oh, okay, we'll just do economy kind of style and leave it at that. No, Audi went a different direction and made it a lot more sporty and a lot more poised around the bends and even in straightaways. We're over here at this stoplight. Let me go ahead and test something really quick. Hey, Audi.
Yes?
Set driver temperature to 69 degrees.
I am setting the temperature on the driver's side to 69 degrees Fahrenheit.
So as you see there, you do have a voice command section. So once you say that command, it will pop up and it will go ahead and listen to what you desire. So if you want to set the temperature to that, you can go ahead and set the temperature to that. And it will do the same thing when it comes to the passenger side. If the passenger side wants to go ahead and maybe just say it instead of actually having to use the control, they can go ahead and do that. So that's an added bonus for this model. All right, so let's go ahead and set off. Let's go around this bend. I want to use the paddle shifters really quick and see how this car handles. As you see, going around the bend, very sharp and precise. Oh my god, man, this just feels fantastic. Even for an A5, it feels absolutely amazing. Hats off to the Audi team over there. They know what they're creating and they know how much to put a smile on somebody's face. This just feels great. Really, honestly. I want to give a huge shout out once again to Audi Miami South for allowing me to film this vehicle. Make sure to go ahead and contact Florin if you guys are interested in buying any Audis whatsoever, and use promo code Let's Go Florin to go ahead and get additional savings. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys and girls in the next video. Peace.